So a good way to think about inherent risk is a baseline understanding of what the risk score would be based off of the information that's being processed or the information that's in that record. And then after you have an inherent risk score, we suggest an assessment. And then after that assessment is completed, there's a control effectiveness score. And basically the residual risk score is the score that remains after we understand the initial score and then what safeguards you have in place to prevent risk for your organization, and that'll get you your residual risk score. So I like to think of the residual risk score as more of the actual risk that is posed on your organization. And the inherent risk is just kind of like our best guess based off of an algorithm that we have, and quite a lot of factors actually that go into the inherent risk score. Joanne, is there anything you want to point out with those scores that might be helpful as well?
Yeah, and especially as you're inventorying systems that use AI and especially systems from vendors, it is really going to be important to understand, the type of data that's being used within those systems, the processing purposes, to identify any potential third-party risks related to AI. And a question that we have here from our audience is, with AI and wanting, the desire to, the need for data to train AI models, is there a blurring of the lines between the roles of controller and processor, especially as it relates to, the controller is the one that dictates the nature of the processing, but does AI change that? And kind of thinking through this, as our part of our conversation and thinking through AI risks, this is why managing that third party system risk that's leveraging AI is going to be critically important, because you need to understand what is the learning model that the vendor is using, what type of data are they using to train that model, are they anonymizing that information, what steps are they taking towards data minimization? Because remember, those requirements under data protection laws still apply, especially like those around data minimization. And given the nature of AI uses a lot of data, is that vendor being mindful and taking steps to really think through what data is necessary to train its model? And does it have to be personal information or sensitive personal information that's part of that training of the model? So, those are the types of questions that you, as a controller, are going to need to ask and include as part of your assessment of your vendors as they are integrating AI into their solutions. Their goal is, to make your jobs easier, but you also need to ensure that they're doing it in a way that helps, that aligns with your organization's tolerance for risk. So, there's definitely a lot of considerations around AI risk management that we're looking to incorporate into our solution to help, but automate some of that for you.